All right, Fight Club diehards, brace yourselves. Marla Singer. She's nothing but smoke and mirrors. I've dug up a mountain of evidence that'll flip your world upside down. From the moment Marla Singer stumbles into Jack's life, something seems off. Her presence at support groups for illnesses she doesn't have mirrors Jack's own deception, but it goes deeper than that. The film offers numerous visual and narrative clues that suggest Marla is not an external character, but another alter ego of Jack, much like Tyler Durden. One of the most striking pieces of evidence lies in the visual parallels between Marla and Tyler. Throughout the film, they are often seen wearing similar clothing items, such as faux fur coats and sunglasses. Their hairstyles are remarkably alike, and both are perpetually smoking cigarettes. These similarities are too numerous to be coincidental, suggesting that Marla and Tyler might be different manifestations of the same fractured personality. In the hotel hallway scene where Tyler supposedly saves Marla from suicide, neither of them cast a reflection in the convex mirror they pass. This mirror, the final revelation about Tyler's non-existence, where security camera footage shows Jack fighting himself alone. If Marla were real, why would she lack a reflection just like Tyler? The laundromat scene provides another compelling piece of evidence. We watch Marla open 2 Speed Queen dryers and remove multiple pairs of men's blue jeans, which she then sells at a vintage clothing store. This odd sequence takes on new meaning if we consider Marla as Jack's alter ego. The act of selling his own pants becomes a metaphor for Jack surrendering his masculinity, with the Speed Queen brand name hinting at a rapid transition to a more feminine identity. The scene becomes even more significant when viewed alongside Marla's later appearance in a pink bridesmaid dress, which she claims to have bought at a thrift store. If Jack, as Marla, sold his masculine clothing and bought feminine attire in the same transaction, it would explain Marla's comment that Jack could borrow it sometime. She knows it's actually his dress because she is him. The airplane scene where we first meet Tyler offers another subtle clue to Marla's true nature. Initially, Jack is seated next to a middle-aged black woman wearing sunglasses reminiscent of Tyler's. After Jack's fantasy about the plane crash, the woman is replaced by Tyler. This changeover suggests that Jack boarded the plane as one alter ego, possibly Marla, and transitioned to Tyler during the flight. The emergency exit diagram visible in this scene shows a woman being replaced by a man, further underscores this transformation. Marla's presence at the testicular cancer support group is perplexing unless viewed through the lens of her being Jack's alter ego. Her claim that she has more right to be there than Jack because he still has his balls takes on new meaning if we consider that Jack might be grappling with actual testicular cancer or fears of emasculation. Marla's presence in this group could represent Jack's way of coping with these anxieties. The recurring imagery of sex toys associated with Marla further supports the theory of her representing Jack's emasculated self. Outside the support group, Marla is seen holding what appears to be a sex toy while smoking. This imagery makes little sense for a real character, but fits perfectly as a manifestation of Jack's anxiety about losing his masculinity. The confusion surrounding Jack's vibrating suitcase at the airport provides another compelling piece of evidence for Marla's non-existence. Jack appears genuinely perplexed about what could be causing the vibration, suggesting that he didn't pack the bag himself. If Marla packed the bag as Jack's alter ego, it would explain the presence of a vibrator or sex toy in the luggage. This incident also ties into Jack's loss of luggage after the plane ride, symbolizing his transition between alter egos. Throughout the film, Jack's appearance gradually becomes more similar to Marla's. This transformation culminates in the final scene where their silhouettes are nearly indistinguishable as they watch the buildings collapse. Jack's long coat and lack of pants makes it seem as if he's wearing a dress, mirroring Marla's appearance. This visual transformation supports the idea that Jack is accepting his alter ego as Marla, or perhaps fully transitioning into her. Marla's living arrangements also raise questions. The film subtly reveals that Marla lives in a hotel, not an apartment as Jack initially believes. This mirrors Jack's own transient lifestyle, further suggesting that Marla is an extension of Jack's personality rather than a separate individual. Additionally, the theory posits that the house on Paper Street, where Tyler lives and Project Mayhem is based, doesn't actually exist. This adds another layer of the unreliable nature of Jack's perception and strengthens the case for Marla being imagery as well. Marla's interactions with other characters in the film can be interpreted as Jack's interactions if we can consider her as his alter ego. This explains why Marla seems to know things or be in places that wouldn't make sense for an external character. Her familiarity with Jack's job and living situation, for instance, becomes logical if she actually is Jack himself. The odd language choice in the film also supports this theory. Jack's unusual phrase about going a big rubbery one when hugging Bob at the support group could be a reference to the sex toy associated with Marla. This strange comment makes more sense if Marla is a part of Jack's psyche leaking into his narrative. Marla's behavior often seems inconsistent or illogical unless viewed as a projection of Jack's internal struggles. Her sudden appearances and disappearances, as well as her seemingly random actions, makes more sense if she's not a real person, but a manifestation of Jack's psyche. In many scenes, other characters don't seem to acknowledge or react to Marla's presence or actions in ways that would be expected if she were real. This is particularly noticeable in group settings or public places. The name Marla Singer itself could be seen as symbolic. It could be interpreted as a play on words suggesting she's a mar or blemish on Jack's masculinity and a singer or voice of his repressed feminine side. This interpretation aligns with the overall theme of Jack's struggle with his identity and masculinity. In the final scene of the film, Jack chooses Marla over Tyler, symbolically accepting his emasculated self or possibly his identity as a woman. This choice makes more sense if Marla has been a part of Jack all along rather than an external love interest. It represents Jack's final acceptance of this part of himself, rejecting the hypermasculine Tyler in favor of the feminine Marla. Marla's role in Jack's emotional journey is another aspect that supports her being an alter ego. As Jack becomes more unstable and conflicted throughout the film, Marla's behavior and presence in his life also becomes more erratic and intense. This parallel progression suggests that Marla is not an external influence on Jack's life, but rather a reflection of his internal state. Marla's knowledge of Project Mayhem and her apparent acceptance of Tyler's existence also make more sense if she is a part of Jack's psyche. As an alter ego, she would naturally be privy to Jack's thoughts and plans, even those associated with Tyler. This explains her seemingly nonchalant attitude toward the chaos unfolding around her. The film's critique of consumer culture and masculinity takes on new depths when viewed through the lens of Marla being Jack's alter ego. Her thrift store activities and disdain for material possessions could represent Jack's rejection of consumerism, while her feminine qualities embody his struggle with societal expectations of masculinity. The reoccurring theme of Jack letting go throughout the film could be seen as him gradually accepting and integrating his various alter egos, including Marla. This interpretation adds layers to scenes like the car crash, where Jack lets go and allows Tyler to take control. The final scene where he chooses Marla over Tyler could represent the ultimate integration of these fragmented parts of his personality. Viewing Fight Club through this lens transforms it from a story about a man creating a hypermasculine alter ego to a complex exploration of identity, gender, and self-acceptance. So tell me in the comments, do you think Marla is real or not?